Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Rune News. I'm your host, Ryan, and as always, it's bloody good to have you guys here in the audience today. And Jagex has started releasing the daily League 6 leaks so that we know exactly what's going to happen by the time this releases on the 15th of April. So we are going to release as much info as we can on top of that and go through all that information on this channel. So if you want to stay up to date on that, make sure you are subscribed and following along. We can get you guys up to date, ready for League 6. I'm pretty hyped for this, to be honest, so looking forward to diving into that. And we're going to start bringing the hardcore Ironman content out a little bit this week because I'm doing a subathon starting tonight or tomorrow night, 24 hours from now. Here's the poster that you can, oh my god, my green screen. Let me throw the poster up for you, sorry. So here it is. There's the poster. It's starting at 11 a.m. on 11 p.m. 24th of March, and we're going to start bringing the hardcore Ironman out to go to Zora and even Theatre of Blood if we reach these tiers throughout the entirety of the subathon. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's capped to a week. I highly encourage you all to come by. You don't have to do anything but come by and call me a dickhead on YouTube or Kick. Following increases the timer. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. We do this every year. It's fucking great. Now, last week, I also asked you guys who would win in a fight between Mr. Mammal and Dino, and pretty much everyone said Mr. Mammal would win, no doubt. So Dino is out of the fucking pool. Mr. Mammal stays in, and this week, we need to decide who would win in a fight between Mr. Mammal and skill specs. Don't worry, this is not a PvP in-game RuneScape fight. This is a real-life, hand-to-hand, fisticuffs, street fight. Chokeholds are completely legal. Skill specs or Mr. Mammal, who would you put your money on if you were a betting man? Let me know in the comment section down below, and the winner will move on to next week on who wins in a content creator fight based on the opinion of fat idiots on the internet. My name is Ryan. You're watching Rune News. Now let's dive into the old school RuneScape update this week for Rune News. You're watching Rune News, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is Rune News. This week's update for Old School RuneScape is titled Easter 2026 and PvP Quality of Life Improvements, which sounds pretty boring and lackluster, and you'd be right to fucking think so. All of your money that you're spending on that membership, those membership price increases, are going into a live stream of JMods doing the very basic Easter live stream. Every year we get an Easter event. It's going to be the same shit, slightly easier, slightly faster. They seem to be making these processes a lot quicker, which is really nice. Get your music cake rewards, get your little egg, and get back to playing the game and stop wasting your time. You have until the release of League 6 to get yourself your Easter event. I probably won't even touch it because I just can't be bothered. Now, PvP quality of life improvements. A lot of you aren't going to care about this. However, there are some meaty changes here which you might appreciate, especially if you PVM. This isn't just for PKs, but we will start with the LMS changes. This is massive. They're completely changing the starting set for LMS, which I love this. They should have done this a long time ago. You're now starting with much better gear. You've got the Avernic treads. They've increased the rewards pool, changed the item pool completely. There's going to be both sets and more consistent and current PvP gear in LMS now for Max, Zerka, and One Defense Pure as well. This is fucking huge. So there's an exhaustive list on this website, but for the most part, everyone starts with Arams, Thorax plate legs, the Staff of the Dead, the Carol's top, the Avernic treads. Now you get more brews. You can have up to 3 brews now instead of one less shark as a cap. This is just for those practicing PvP or going for your rune pouches. This is really good news, to be honest. Like, it's massive. This is good shit. Love this. Bounty Hunter changes no one cares about. At the PvP arena, they've added more items to the pool as well in general. They've now got Torva and Virtus and all the new Desert Treasure Rings. All of that is in there now. They've finally added gear that is relevant because they've just left it for like 5 or 6 years now, and it's just a list of crap. We've had so much gear come to the game since then. You can now practice and play around with much more gear. This is big for those looking to friendly PvP or PvP, I guess, outside of the wilderness. Now, in the wilderness, however, even if you're not PKing, if you are a PVMer and you get caught off guard while you're trying to do some Slayer, all your cosmetics will now, or should now, be safe. They should be returned to you. So your mutagens from Zora, your heads from Slayer helmets, your scythe kits, all that sort of shit, all the kits on your gear should be returned to you. You should not lose that stuff anymore, which is kind of big for people that want to go to the wilderness and use their, I guess, holy scythe on whatever the hell it is that you'd slay with the scythe in the wilderness. I have no clue, but now you get that back. If you're using the Serpentine helmet, you'll get the mutagen back. big. This is huge. So massive, more encouraging for people to actually use their gear out in the wilderness, which is nice and it's safe. And on top of that, the only big change I want to point out here is up the top here. In PvP arenas, if you have not attacked another player in the last 20 ticks, which is 12 seconds, swapping between weapons will retain any autocast setting, which means if you're doing Wildy Slayer, particularly bursting and barraging, if you're not attacking players, you are able to just keep on bursting with your autocast. You don't have to keep resetting it if you happen to change your weapon, or if you put your dins on to get attention, or your darts out to get all the NPCs. You don't have to reset that autocast. It will just stay on the spell, provided you haven't been in combat with another player, which is awesome. And they've also changed the spawn location after leaving Benedettus Cliffs and Vedion. They've been slightly altered to place players above ground. You will still be placed in close proximity to the escape cave entrances if you would like to use those to escape any PKs hunting you, which is massive. We love that. So big changes overall. The rest of it's just kind of mid-garbage that only PKs or PvPs really care about. They've changed some mobile UI settings, which is just more tinkering in the background. Next week, they're doing a sailing update where they're going to adjust the, I guess, damage that you can do on your boat. Now, look, there's a fat 110 there from a dragon cannon with a dragon cannonball. I believe that your gear that you're wearing is going to impact your ability to do damage on the cannon. I think overall what they're looking to do is basically make it so you on the cannon is more powerful than you on the side using your melee, or sorry, major or range weapons, and 2 people on the cannons. They're looking to absolutely fucking bust the player on the cannon, which I'm a big fan of. And they're going to be lowering HP on NPCs so that it's not just a complete shit in the face when it comes to increasing your damage and then increasing the HP, so you're still spending the same 40 seconds rolling your eyes trying to kill a fucking manta ray. So big hopes for for sailing combat coming next week, but we'll find out more then. And they're bringing servers to Brazil, so finally all those filthy venues can fuck off back to the world, their little favela-ridden servers, and we can finally start to see some, I guess, growth and potential in our society here on Australian servers nonetheless. Fight Pits has some PvP content if you're interested in seeing Skilly and Dino go at it. And that's about it. LMS is back on Oswald's, which is perfect for that brand new rotor. Looking forward to ripping ass over the course of this subathon week at LMS. My name is Ryan. Bit of a lackluster update, but that's RuneScape in 2026 for you, unfortunately, at the moment. Until then, boys, I'm going to see you guys in the subathon this week. Come by, say hi, call me a dickhead, and fuck off. Have a good night. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your weekly reminder that RuneScape 3 losing its microtransactions is the reason that RuneScape memberships have gone up in value, which means it costs you more money to play the game because less money is going into this dogshit game, which further solidifies the fact that RuneScape 3 is fucking dogshit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Grand Exchange segment for Rune News. My name is Wade Green, and this week, the Thailand Crystal is on the fucking rise, and that's because, well, range damage is about to get a buff. Seeker arrows and that new Necklace of Rupture is coming with the Blood Moon Rises, so there's a lot of ambition and anticipation around range damage and people seeking to upgrade their boots, especially those with the Avernic treads. The Thailand Crystal is definitely seeing a little bit of a price spike. Range is going to get a little bit of a buff, and we can pretty much lean on this combat style being somewhat remotely effective somewhere along the lines of Raids 4. Obviously, it's going to be a very melee heavy raid, but the T-bow will always shine no matter what because of the way that it's designed against any NPC with any sort of magic capability. Now, the biggest loss of the week is the Armageddon Cape fabric. This actually goes along with anything Deadman mode related. The hype has died down. People don't give a fuck about Deadman mode at the moment because it's over, thank fuck, for at least another 10 to 18 months. Let's hope it's the latter. So obviously the value is going to drop a little bit here, which is prime time to consider looking at just keeping an eye on the price and maybe buying to sell in the future, because once Deadman comes back around, this shit will skyrocket, the money will come back. So once, keep an eye on the Deadman content for now. If you've got money to just lay around and invest for the next 12 months, I'd recommend looking at the Deadman content and the Deadman products ready for the next season, because even though Jagex should get rid of it, they're going to keep fucking pushing it. Now, the most expensive mega rare of the week is the Twisted Bing Bong Billium Chillium Bing Tillium Ting Tang Binky Wanky Stinky Banky Dank, because, well, it just keeps kicking ass. The Cypher's not far behind, but the Twisted Bow right now, that and the Cypher, they're neck and neck. They're competing for top dog spot at the moment, but the T.O just keeps on sending it. It keeps on smashing it. Unless, of course, I'm fucking using it in Chambers of Xeric. Then it's just it's a wet napkin, just slapping skeletal mystics in the head 10 times. I may as well use my fucking bow for. But Twisted Bow, good fun, and would recommend in investing. Now, the bots are fighting back at the moment with the Sawmill vouchers because they're starting to plummet, which is a good time for me to start. I mean, for a good time for everyone to start investing in Sawmill vouchers to make yourself a profit. The bot farms are pushing back. They're not happy that we've exposed them. A lot of people have made hundreds of millions of gold off of this investment so far, and we're looking to see a lot of pushback from the bots, especially with the sailing updates kind of plateauing and dropping down a little bit. People were disappointed with the new combat rework, but with the player-owned islands coming up and the need better boats when they open up more oceans, you're going to want to have a lot of these Sawmill vouchers stacked up, ready to go from these new planks. Sawmill vouchers are a long-term and a very smart investment, and I highly recommend buying now before they hit 7.5k per voucher. My name is Wade Green. Have a good night. Ladies and gentlemen, our first Ironman moment for the week goes to Mr. Song Knife, pulling himself a mega rare, a Tumican Shadow, while teaching friends, I believe, or he was learning himself. I can't remember. It's a brand new Shadow for him, 878 mil, which is fucking dirt cheap. But congratulations on the Shadow. Spooned, of course, once again, it validates that the shitter you are at the game, the more likely you are to be spooned in front of those who try hard and don't get anywhere. Now, in classic King Condor fashion, the copium continues with someone learning TOA once again and gets himself the Fang. This is his first purple. Huge for learning. This is going to be a big upgrade for you. His name is Gim Unalive. Smashing it big for the group Ironman team. It's your first purple and it's a Fang. That's going to change the way you farm this raid forever. It's going to be so much easier, and hopefully there's many more Fangs to come. Congratulations. To continue the common trend of undeserving, half-wit, dogshit players known as Brazilian, sounds an awful lot like Brazilian, which, as you can see behind me, nothing more scummy than a Brazilian with 2 T-Bows and the pet in 250 KC. Absolutely disgusting behavior. Just further solidifies that if you're shit at the game, you will be spoon-fed very valuable drops. So I wish I was bad at the game, but I'm not. So I have to sit here and suffer from success. My name is Ryan. Congratulations to Brazilian on your second T-Bow. Go and enjoy the riches, and I will enjoy suffering for the next week on this subathon. Come by, call me a dickhead. Make sure you let me know that you're here so we can add extra time to the clock. I appreciate you all. Have a very good night.